All right, so what made me choose a STEM career? When I was a little kid, I went to a one-room schoolhouse, and they had lots of books in the library, and I read just voraciously all the time. And so when I was probably 7 years old, I read the autobiography, or actually a biography of Marie Curie written by her daughter. And she's the only woman to win 2 Nobel Prizes. She won a Nobel Prize in chemistry and a Nobel Prize in physics. And after reading her story, I thought to myself, I want to grow up and be a Nobel Prize winner. And so I did is I read the book, and then I started taking all the math and science classes I could take in my early days. And so then I was very fortunate to live during the time when I started high school, when they launched Sputnik. So in 1956, on October the 4th, Russia launched a manned satellite, and the United States suddenly said, we're behind. We're behind in science and technology. And so the government set aside, or gave an ultimatum to the National Science Foundation and other science-related groups to do something to encourage young people to go into science and technology, i.e. into STEM. And so they created the Visiting Scientists. They created several programs, one of them which was a summer academy. So during the summer of, I took chemistry when I was a junior because I wanted to take physics when I was a senior. So I had to take chemistry, and I took chemistry, and then I entered the state chemistry contest in January, and I won first place. And so my chemistry teacher thought I was pretty cool, and so he nominated me he sent in an application for me for the Summer Science Academy, which was a program that the National Science Foundation created in '58, and it first took place in the summer of '59. During the summer, it was a Summer Academy in Chemical Engineering, and I was selected to go. And I remember they called me on the telephone, got me out. I didn't have a telephone at home, so they came and got me out of history class, and I went over and answered the phone. They told me I'd been selected. I asked my dad, and he said yes, so I could go for the summer. So I packed up all my belongings and took off for 6 weeks for a summer program in chemical engineering at Oklahoma State. I came back at the end of that summer with a slide rule with my name engraved on it and never looked back. So then I did my undergraduate work in chemical engineering to prepare myself to be a chemical engineer. But I was the first woman at Oklahoma State to do this, and industry did not, in those days, hire women in science careers very often. And so I didn't get a job. So then I went back and I got another degree to teach, and I taught 1 year, and I didn't like that. So then I went back again and I got a master's degree in chemistry. And that was in 1969. In August of '69, I finished at the end of July, I finished my master's, and then I had applied for this job here at Cameron, and I was selected to come here for the summer, or for the fall, to start teaching. And so I came here and I thought, okay, if I don't like it, I'll do something else at the end of the year, because I didn't like teaching high school, but I came here to Cameron, and I love teaching here at Cameron. When I first came, I taught slide rule and some really statics and strength of materials and some really weird courses like that, but it worked out okay for me. I started teaching them later on, directing research and teaching all the courses I wanted to teach, and got to do lots of things. As soon as I went back for my PhD and got my PhD at Texas Woman's University in nuclear chemistry, and then I applied and got selected to go to Argonne National Laboratory in Chicago, and got to work at Fermilab and Argonne National Laboratory and work as a nuclear chemist at Argonne for a year. Then I came back to Cameron to teach, and that's sort of the rest of my story. I became a chemistry teacher over the years, and this is my 56th year now here at Cameron. But I've done lots of things over the years. I direct research. I give lots of papers. I've traveled a lot. I got to be president of the American Chemical Society. And I've had really just a tremendous career. And the neat thing about being a chemist is they pay you to go to graduate school, so it didn't cost me anything. So I got scholarships because I studied hard and worked hard. I got scholarships and I graduated with a PhD and had 0 student loans and didn't owe any money because I had full support all the way through for scholarships. So I encourage you to think about going into a STEM career. Take all the math and science you can take because that's what it takes to prepare for a STEM career.